Lunchbox is brought to you by Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And oh, what a glorious day it is. They say that it's darkest before the dawn, but it is the most beautiful.
Nice little Crosby, Stills, and Nash reference.
It is most beautiful after the storm because look at here. We got lucky with Milton. We send good wishes and speedy recovery to all that have been impacted throughout the state. But meanwhile, we're here at Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap in Fort Lauderdale with our man Brandon, Jeff Defo the Forest, Mike Lubie Lubitz behind the soundboard.
Very serious Mike Lubie Lubitz today for some reason. I don't know why.
He's
still in storm mode.
Does he seem like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders? He
Just
really
want to make
does.
sure he's good.
He looks like Brian Norcross.
Everything is beautiful. How are things with you and your family? I know you have some family in northern Florida.
Yeah, everyone. Luckily, we kind of dodged the bullet there with Milton. You know, down south, that the hurricane went right through the middle of the state. So my family's up in the Jacksonville area, so they only got just a little bit of wind, rain, kind of like what we got down here. I personally live up in Palm Beach County, and we got those tornadoes that went through.
Yeah, and that's the
pretty crazy.
Weirdest part of the storm is like what turned out to be the most, lethal and most dangerous part of the storm was hundreds of miles away from the center, where you have these, I guess, tornadic. This is a new word that I learned from tornadic, Tornatic. This is a new word that the meteorologists are using. The tornadic cells that spawn these weird, and again, it really turns serious and deadly, and there's really not much you can do if you see one of these twisters coming at you, except for hide for the basement, except we don't have basements in South Florida.
Exactly. No, I mean, I was up there watching the news, and it just every 5 minutes there was a new tornado warning getting issued around Boca, North, and everything else. So
phone was beeping, the TV. They would even break into the TV.
Oh, that's me. Get out of here. That's your version of the Aperol Spritz?
Got that.
I feel like I'm in Rome.
Meanwhile,
Mayo, did you see this presentation?
I know that they got beautiful cocktails.
My God.
You act like it's new. We've been coming here for months now.
I know that, but I mean, the presentation is amazing.
This is one of my favorite things. Is this, they call it a blackberry bramble or something like that?
Yeah, it's going to be your blackberry lemonade that we have, your bourbon lemonade.
Wow.
And it's absolutely delicious. I'm
Cheers,
usually
you survived the storm.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful Thursday.
It almost feels like what passes for autumn in these parts.
It really does.
And you know that it's almost that time of the year where you could open windows. I almost thought about we would do the show outside today because it is almost there.
I was talking to Louie about that earlier. We thought about it, but I think we're about a week away.
Yeah.
I saw the radars. Next week, we're actually supposed to get into the 70s.
It's usually right on cue with stone crab season. Somehow that works out where it's,
Meanwhile, how does this happen on this show, Mayo?
What's that?
Do you believe this? I mean, look what's come out here. The steam is still coming up. What looks like shrimp.
Well, that's the gumbo.
That's our featured gumbo. Yeah, Monday was actually National Gumbo Day. So
those look like crab cakes. Crab cakes.
We've got crab cakes.
Some kind of deviled egg thing going in.
And of course, your favorite
exactly
biscuits, which you were telling me.
This. I'm leaving to do the show. I had a lot of things going this morning. I come back and I only got about 10 minutes at home. And my wife, the Mustang Sally, says, "Where are you going today?" So I say, the Mayo Show, Batch Southern Kitchen. She goes, and not does she say, "Hey, well, have a nice day, sweetheart. I love you." Any of this stuff? No, she says, "Bring home some biscuits." That was the parting words. Bring home some biscuits. And do I get to do the unveiling here?
Yeah, you can do the unveiling. You can tear out
God.
one. I'll withhold from eating any in deference to
you cannot do that.
Of course not. I got it.
No one could resist this.
And what's the featured jelly jam marmalade this month, Brandon?
This month we're on a peach vanilla.
Peach vanilla.
Peach vanilla.
That
so
sounds
we just
like
recently
me.
switched over from our wild
let
berry.
me text that to the wife.
Now, Defo had a great line. These are the antithesis. There's a big word. I love using my big words.
What is
These
with you
two.
today
Look
with
at you.
the
Yeah.
vocabulary?
Feeling jacked.
What, you buy a thesaurus or
Tornadic.
something at a thrift shop?
I'm
Well,
an award-winning food critic and journalist. I know how.
you write well. There's
I've got
no
the
doubt.
best words.
You write
I know
well.
some
You do
other
have
people
the-
out there said they have the best words.
You can
I
hammer
have
anybody, man.
the best words.
Yeah.
These biscuits are the antithesis, that means opposite, of an
Yes.
American Express card. And tell me why, Defo. This is a line that I thought was brilliant by you.
Well, I don't know if I said that. I didn't say don't leave home without one. I mean,
No, you said
this
it's
is
the
don't
opposite.
come home without one today.
Exactly. The American Express card, don't leave home without it. The
What was
biscuits
that,
at Batch,
MasterCard? Oh,
don't come home.
Don't come home without it. Yeah.
Without it, especially to Mustang.
That's it, yeah. No, I mean, she rarely makes these kind of requests. I mean, she's sort of indifferent to what I'm doing because I've been doing a million things over the years we've been together. So it's like, hey, where are you going today? I don't know. Maybe New Orleans. I'm not sure. If we're traveling, that's good. But she rarely mentions anything about like specifics with food. But this is one time she always says, if I'm going to Batch Southern Kitchen, and I think you have to start with this every time. She says, do not come home without a biscuit. I mean,
you
if,
go.
I
if
got
you
your
do,
back
that's
today.
it.
Don't
man.
worry. We'll make
She's,
Sally
uh,
happy today.
A very wise woman. I'm still going to dig
I'm
in.
diving in.
nevertheless.
I'm sorry,
go
man.
for it.
But
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
cut them up, and then if somebody wants to pass me one.
Does this
or-
call for the? Does this qualify for the big bite?
I don't. No. We've got big bites coming.
That would be
Or-
an extreme.
I'm sure they
waste
have
of,
something in store that's going to be
some very
diabolical,
flavorful stuff here.
As we're making wisecracks earlier, but
Lubie, you're in,
we
right?
are in again. Batch New Southern Kitchen in
Look
town.
how it's served
I'm
too.
glad
I mean,
you
unbelievable.
basically have 3 of these concepts going now. One in
Should
West
get
Palm
this
Beach
jam.
on Clematis, one in Delray Marketplace, West Delray, just west of the Turnpike on Atlantic and Lions, and of course here 525 North Federal Highway. I am so happy to report that all 3 escaped unharmed from Milton. All are operational today.
Everyone's
right?
operational. We stayed open as late as we absolutely could last night.
Yeah.
Palm Beach was the only one that closed down a little bit early, and I think just because of the tornadic activity
Right,
up
and you
there.
got to give your staff a chance. You don't
The
want them
staff
caught
and the
up
guests
in.
and
Do you
everybody
believe
else
that's a
up
word?
there.
All right.
It is. I heard it quite a few times.
It's- Oh,
you did?
today.
Tornadic?
I don't make this stuff up, Defo. I'm.
Your credibility has been
Sometimes I do.
under suspicion since
But-
we started this show.
But yeah, all stores are open, ready for business, and ready for any guests that
We're
come through our
very
doors
happy
today.
to be here. Also sad to hear about, obviously Milton coming right on the heels of Helene, and our hearts go out to everybody impacted by all these storms. And we understand, Kevin, he has
You need both.
some
of these.
attachments to North Carolina, and we understand it got really, really.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah,
has-
how was Kevin's place?
Yeah,
up
he's got some
there?
property up there in the hills of North Carolina. Luckily, the only thing that he has up there is a foundation. So there was no structure that could really get impacted on there.
Okay.
But the community,
But the
if you're
surrounding
talking to them,
areas,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just.
Yeah, he said it was in the
devastating.
mountains, and they got.
Yeah, it's up there in the mountains on the Asheville area. So
Yeah,
they
that
got-
Asheville Lake Lure, or I think they call it.
Yeah.
Val has a friend that lives near Lake Lure, and somebody sent pictures. Another friend of mine, my poker buddy Dan, has a friend that he visited there last year, but he sent a picture of all this freaking debris and wreckage. It's just in the middle of the lake. It's
crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It's
Everything
crazy.
got hit by mudslide. I mean, these natural disasters are not to be trifled with, and we feel for everybody. Only one silver lining to this storm, Defo. Do you know what it is?
Who knows how Mike Mayo thinks when he's using these words on the show today. But I will say this: could these get any better?
No, and I'm about to.
I
go
mean,
in.
they were great every time I've come. But I mean, these are exceptional, Brent. I'm not saying it's just because you're here.
No, everybody
that-
who
Well, I
comes
appreciate
in,
it.
they
No, the
love
biscuits
the
are-
biscuits.
My
Yeah,
God.
that's our staple. I mean, we really need to stand behind, one product, and that's that product that, the service team is great. They know that they can order it, they can offer it to the guests, and they
Yep.
know 100% of the time it's going to come out perfect, and we're going to have some raving fans with it.
So, getting back to the silver lining,
The weather. I was going to say the weather.
no,
'cause
well, the weather today
it's
is a silver
actually
lining. Although
gorgeous.
now, of course, the cloud is coming over.
No, but
um,
it's been fantastic.
no, it's the fact that the trop got shredded. I
Oh,
mean, of all
Yes,
things,
yes, it did.
It got annihilated. You see
it-
that?
it's the
Yes, it did.
worst.
And it's the worst stadium ever
baseball
built. Yeah.
field, stadium, whatever you want to call it.
You've
I'm
been
sure.
there? Yeah.
Of course, I've been there. I've been
Yeah.
there for a Final Four, and it was
Oh,
like
God, it's
it was like
a
going
disaster.
to the tilted roof. It was like like when you pry open a can of anchovies or something like that, and now to actually see it shredded like that. Look, thank God,
I
nobody
like that. I'll
got
tell you
hurt.
why I liked it. Because they had weirdness, like I grew up with in Brooklyn, where like certain things, like if the ball went into the bank parking lot, it was foul, and they had that girder where like if
Yeah,
you
the
hit it, it was
crossbeam, the catwalk.
inside the stadium where it was
People
still in
would hit
play.
the sky high, fly balls would hit the
It would hit the
catwalk.
girder, and it was still in play. It wasn't like Frank Lloyd Wright designed this place, and it was known as the Blunderdome forever. And then, of course, you would have expected that if any damage was done, unfortunately, it would be to the roof. But this was a place where they were putting cots out for people to come and be safe.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that
and
could have been really
again,
bad.
that's one of those brilliant like big buildings with the those roofs that are very exposed. We saw it with the Superdome during Katrina. It's not necessarily the strongest. They say they're built to withstand these winds up to X, but in reality, I don't think so. And I think the bigger the target, the higher it is, the higher the wind velocity.
What was that roof made of, though? I
It was
mean,
like
the
a Teflon
materials look
material.
very suspect.
Yeah, it was
I think it was saran wrap. What was that? No,
Trailer parks were okay, and
Exactly.
Look at
the
this.
stadium.
More dishes
Oh
coming.
my God, Mayo, what did you
well,
do?
because it's seafood month. I'll get
This is
into
the
that in a minute.
redfish. We love
But
the
I don't know
redfish.
what the future of the trop is, but I hope
No, they're
it's-
building a new
They're
stadium.
getting a new
good.
one. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Now
then
it's not
good
going to be
riddance.
ready that
It's not gonna
quickly,
be ready
so
until
they're going to have to fix
2029,
this
but-
one for next season. But I mean, they have
Somebody's
an
got
off
to,
season.
buy some new cots. I guess nobody's.
It
gonna
wouldn't
be-
matter where they played, though. As good as the Rays have been as a franchise
Yeah,
overall,
people still don't go.
because every year they have to trade off all their star players. Nobody goes to these games. I mean,
Yeah.
they probably, I would imagine,
Yeah, but they've done remarkably
they might have
well.
lower attendance
Yeah,
than
they're
the
a great
A's have.
organization.
For a
No
small,
one-
great
ball,
organization.
small payroll
Yeah, yeah.
team. They are usually competitive. Meanwhile, how
Mind
about
blowing.
those Mets?
That was
About
great.
those Mets,
Yeah,
huh?
I leaped out of my chair and I had to call my friend Mr. Met as
Ira.
the Lindor Grand Slam went out. But what I noticed, and this was a weird thing that stuck out in the game for me and shows you what degeneracy has done to me. I saw that the 50-50 was at 72,000.
Really?
Where they had the 50-50 raffle.
Yeah.
Now, I've never seen a number that high on that. I
I've never
remember
seen
being at a
anybody play
Panther
that.
game, and I actually bought a couple of tickets because it was at 30 grand.
Right.
Wait, you could buy it online?
No. Yeah, I guess at the game, they
Oh.
have somebody at the gate. Usually tell them, to go F off. But yeah, it was 72 grand.
Wow.
These degenerates in New York were sending
Wow.
it in on the 50-50. and then they kept featuring that because Lindor's home run went right over the sign where they were giving the total for the
Okay, I
contest.
did not notice that.
Now,
but
do
I
you
guess
get half of that, or is that half of whatever they have?
50-50 means you get only half of it. The other half goes to charity. Sorry
Bad.
about that.
What charity? Steve Cohn.
Steve Cohen. It goes to the Bobby Bonilla Fund.
yeah, they're still paying
Exactly.
Bonilla for
They're
guys.
still on the hook with him for a
If
few
you're a
more
Mets
years.
fan.
So like 10 more years.
That's where the 50-50 goes. Oh, man.
But you're a giant Met fan. I mean,
I am a Mets fan. I mean, I'm
and
one of those
I was growing up. I loved the Mets.
fair weather ones, but
Yeah.
I've always been, stridently Mets, not Yankees. I love to see them do well. I always expect them to blow it in the end. But this season,
And they
May
nearly
30th,
did.
they did post the
Oh,
graphic
miracles.
yesterday. May 30th, they were the worst team in baseball. They,
Yeah.
I think, were
Yeah, they're
tied
right there
with
with the Marlins. Yeah, they're right there.
And at that point, I wanted to know what you could have got on them to win the World Series. I would imagine it'd be at least 200 to 1.
Oh, easy.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest odds yesterday on the board had to be, and I don't even know if they put a number up on this. What were the odds that Giancarlo Stanton would steal a base
Yeah, well, that's
in a postseason
shocking.
game? I
Yeah.
mean, the guy's working on one leg. We all know that he's an injury waiting to happen. He's had every kind of injury to his legs and his tenure there with the Yankees, and he steals a base. That had to be 72,001. No,
Are you a big baseball fan, Brandon?
I am a little bit later in October, so
Okay.
it's hard for me to get into it.
No,
during-
regular season, I kind of half pay attention. The pennant races this year were, because the Mets were battling for that wild card spot. It was some crazy action down the stretch, that crazy extra day double.
but you were betting against him, man. Tell the
Well,
truth.
no, because
Your new thing is like you're trying to cash a
thing
big ticket.
is if my team, my rooting interest is going to lose, I might as well profit off of it. So,
Yes.
I try to do that.
Smart.
But last night I went opposite that because when the Mets took the 4-1 lead and they stranded so many runners throughout the game, and I really wanted them to get that insurance run. You thought they were going to get it up to 5-1, but whatever. They went in. Then Diaz walks the first two to start the ninth, and I'm like, oh my God. I went right onto the Hard Rock betting app. I saw what the Phillies comeback odds were at that point.
Ever since you sold your house, have you noticed how much you've stepped up your degenerate activity?
$5. I think I could afford $5 that I
yeah.
through on the Phillies at like 13 to 1.
You better keep
just-
that money in the bank just in case you got to buy a
just
place.
to get it's all in the bank, don't worry. But just to kind of say I'm going to go against my own interests and say I will make money on the Phillies if they come back and win this game. And lo and behold, they didn't. Metsies win. Diaz settled down. He got the
Hey, it got
the
dicey
save.
though. You have 2 men on and
Very
Schwarber
sim-
at the plate.
Yeah, you got the tying run
Wow.
at the plate. But they got it done. And now the question is, will the big money teams come through in the end? Because the Dodgers looked like
Yeah,
the big
what was
money
that?
team.
Like the
8-0
Dodgers.
last
Yep.
night, and the Mets are going west no matter what. It's either going to be to San Diego or L.A. And I'm
San Diego
rooting for
team,
'em.
they're
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 sneaky.
tough.
Both
They're
those
legit.
They are
teams out west have monster lineups.
Yeah, they're the better teams.
Yeah.
Monster hitting lineups.
Meanwhile, enough sports. Let's focus on
Yeah,
the food.
describe
What
all
do
this
we
stuff.
have
Oh, wow,
Before
that's
I
a
get
great
into all this,
presentation.
and a
This
lot,
is beautiful.
a lot of this is
Shrimp
with
gumbo.
the fact that it's National Seafood Month in mind, and I am adding to my daily seafood diary. I'm going to be doing 31 seafood dishes, well above it, in 31 days, including every day on the show. Now, Jim Sarney gave me that recommendation, and I'm following it. But what does Sarney do? And let me just bash him some more. The man's insane. I love him. He's a super fan. We call him the kind of honorary producer. Speaking of super fans, it's also good to see some Lunchbox folks out here. Steve.
Yeah, that
and
was nice
Amy.
walking in there. They
Yeah.
thought I was you.
They
They were
said-
like, "Hey, Mayo, how are you?"
They said they've been here like 6 times, and they
Oh,
love
They
it.
come
wow.
in. They come in often. They're,
That's
Nice,
great.
that's
And
great.
again, they're big Gulfstream 10 Palms fans. We see them at the brunch bash that we have. But no, Sarney today says, "Oh, you're going to try the new chicken Big Mac at McDonald's. It's debuting today." I was like, A, I didn't know McDonald's was making a chicken Big Mac.
Why?
B, it would be the height of rudeness to bring a chicken Big Mac in here.
Exactly.
the antithesis.
It's
Yeah.
the antithesis of hospitality.
Not
Everything
exactly
that
bad Southern Kitchen style.
yeah,
there.
bad guest. Now, we could do it on a home show in the upcoming
When
week.
was the last time you were? Oh, you do frequent a McDonald's.
I do
every now
not
and then,
frequent
Remember,
McDonald's.
You
used
I
to
said
sell
you
to
went not that long
The
ago. You admitted.
McMuffin exploded in price, so
That
he
was
doesn't eat
6
there
months
anymore.
ago. I haven't stepped in a McDonald's.
Well, that's recent enough for
of my
me. I
own
mean,
volition. I mean, sometimes if it's a late night poker night and I win and I'm hungry and I get a little bit of a French fries and a burger or something. But no, I don't make a habit of going in there.
you started this
chicken-
show off by eating a McRib sandwich on the air.
That was
that was
the-
like the last time.
That was actually the first show we ever did. That was quite
Was it
gross.
really?
Right, you would have thought that would
No,
have
we
been the
got
end of the show,
disgusted,
right?
Right?
You eat
right?
McRibs?
That was the first night. No, I haven't
They're
been to a McDonald's
horrendous.
in years.
They're a product. I don't even know what they're made of.
Yeah.
Products.
I saw a post the other day. I don't know if it was on Let's Eat or some other site there on Facebook, but they had the original McDonald's menu, which only included 8 items, of which 6 were drinks.
Really?
And
They were big into the
I lived in an
shakes, the
area where they
milkshakes.
had one of the, I was early edition of McDonald's, and the burgers were 15 cents, and I remember the sign. We were like, "Whoa, they sold like 1 million of these."
Yeah.
That was amazing because that was the big
And then it
claim to
became
fame.
millions and millions.
Then it became
sold.
billions, yeah.
No, it's like billions, yeah.
But
But did you ever
I
see
haven't
that?
eaten a McDonald's in a long, long time.
That movie that I think Tom Hanks was in it. I forget what it was called. Not the
Supersized,
franchise.
I think.
No, that was a documentary. The guy who made that died actually recently.
Oh
But,
yeah, he ate too many burgers.
I did something. But Tom. Why can't I think of his
Tom
name? Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
Because your
Thank
memory
you.
is shot.
Thanks. I'm shot
Yeah.
fighter. Tom Hanks movie about the origin story of McDonald's and how actually the Ray Kroc, who became known as kind of the brainchild, he actually stole the idea from 2 brothers
Yeah.
in Southern California.
Still,
Not
Michael
stole it.
he
Keaton.
made it
Remember Michael
happen.
Keaton?
He made it
Michael
happen.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton was in that, and it really painted that guy to be a
Michael
freaking
Keaton.
jerk off. Like,
Why did I think Michael Keaton?
I know
was
he
Tom
did it. He
Hanks?
did a really good job, but it's interesting to
It was an
beginning.
interesting movie.
He took it from the
Check that one
brothers
out.
and then told them to go screw themselves, even
Yeah.
though it was totally them.
Yeah, but that's an all-American story right there.
100%.
So-
But that's not what
Very
you're going to
much like
find here at
Zuckerman with
Batch.
Facebook.
Yes, it was very
Yeah.
much
Oh,
like
from
Zucker-
the
Zucker-
Winklevoss,
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Winklevoss twins or
Winklevoss.
whatever. All right, we've got a beautiful array of
Oh
food.
man, that
Some
looks
of it
so good.
aligns with
Man, you have
Seafood
to try
Month. Some of it doesn't. We have for the first time on the show, but not the first time in our bellies, the beautiful deviled eggs. Can you talk a little bit about this dish?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of our staple appetizers that we have. Southern food, deviled eggs. It's just such a great, compliment there. We sell a ton of these. Guests love them. They're great shareable. We make everything in house. So the nice part about it is the farce that we do make. A ton of different ingredients that are in there.
And the way that you have your batch
I
logo
love the
B
bee.
that's made, what is that?
With the paprika.
Paprika.
Yeah, so we have a little
Wow.
bee stencils that we do on there. It's a little bit of branding. It's a little bit of marketing. It looks great in photos and things like that. And
Instagrammable.
exactly.
The kids love it. I'm going to do an
How big of a
upside down
deviled
bee.
egg guy are you, Michael?
I love it. I'm going to shock the world in a second, but first I want to go through the rest of the dishes. Of course, we had the biscuits we discussed, but now we got some. You got your Cobb salad, Southern Cobb salad.
This
with the
is one of
chicken.
those things, and I talk about
loves
this
it.
a lot
He loves it, yeah.
because I was always looking for places that had great salads, and there are a few places we frequent some places that really do it. But the last time I was here and we had this Cobb salad here at Batch Southern Kitchen, I was overwhelmed how good it was.
Yeah, our salad
Yeah.
platform. I mean, it's really important to me. When Kevin and I, really started looking at the menu a couple years ago. The salads, with fresh ingredients and kind of the healthier side with
Sure.
with the guest eating habits these days.
Well,
You really need a good profile
And
with salads.
Defo couldn't help but notice there seems to be some sort of gym or yoga studio next door where a lot of
fitness going on here.
women who are in lycra and spandex come out, and I imagine the salads.
I don't think
appeal
the
to
gym
them.
accepts anybody that isn't like a 10
No, they were,
in terms of
they were very good
attractiveness.
looking.
But and this defies a Mayo credo, because you would think Batch Southern Kitchen, right? I'm thinking about the fried chicken. I'm thinking about so many other dishes. The gumbo looks amazing. We know the jambalaya is sensational.
Yeah.
And then he's going to look at me and say, "Well, you're really doing a salad?" and so it's great.
They
And
take-
because my theory is about restaurants, if you have it on the menu, it should be representative of what you expect in terms of
Absolutely.
quality and flavors and all of that. And it should be up to the standards of the other dishes. And this would exceed anybody's expectations of what you would get in terms of a salad. And it's one of a few that you offer on the menu.
Yeah, we have quite a few different nice fresh salads. A lot of people think Southern food is inherently fried
Has to
or
be
heavy.
heavy.
and all
Yeah,
that.
that you're
And
going
when
to
you
be
really
bloated
look,
when you
when
leave.
you really look into
I'm
like,
inherently fried and heavy, but that's another story.
but when you look into like the cuisine of Georgia and the Low Country in South Carolina, it's all vegetable driven. It's fresh. It's all that.
This
So we
thing's
really
amazing,
wanted to make
yeah.
our
And that's why I
salads
love
unique.
this black and redfish dish. And I took a bite. So Jim Sarney officially put it in the diary. Seafood Month continues with on day 10. The Lord said, "Eat black and redfish with that beautiful corn succotash," and you have the
grit cake.
grit cake
Yeah.
below
Cake
it.
underneath it.
It's delicious.
It's like you're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Then we
Right.
have the crab cake here, which Lubie was asking for, right?
Yeah, I mean that was something that we designed really just as an Instagram worthy dish. I
Gotta
mean,
cut
it's
Louie a piece,
beautiful
man.
with the
Well,
garnish
it's just
on
'cause I
there,
never
but they
had
all
it.
make
Micro
sense.
I don't need
greens or what? No, you're going to take that because I want to get the
Grab a
gumbo.
piece
over
in there,
here.
yeah.
A little
sure,
cilantro.
yeah.
We have
Fine.
pickled
Oh, get
Fresno's
this over
chilies
there.
on top of there. Our spicy remoulade, and then our popcorn shoots. The shoots are kind of the yellow
Oh,
ones
nice.
that really give it that pop of
Looks
color.
fantastic.
Yeah, the shoots
I'm
make
trying
the
this.
dish. And
So I'm a big redfish fan.
apologies to David Schutz of the Sun Sentinel, one of our moderators, admins, co-creators of that
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
But yeah, you're
Oh,
eating
you
the
guys.
gumbo. So Monday was actually National Gumbo Day.
Okay.
So instead of just doing it for one day, especially with the storm looming, we decided to do Gumbo Week. So we're featuring this all week long.
a little
It's
bit of a thicker roux,
It's a
but
little
it
bit
looks
thicker
like a
of a
proper
roux.
roux.
Yeah, absolutely. We use bacon fat to render everything down
Oh,
in
yeah.
there. So you're going to get the nice pop of the pork and the bacon in there. There is crawfish. You're going to have the poached shrimp on top,
Fish, shrimp.
there's
That's two
andouille
more
sausage,
seafood items.
right? And andouille sausage mixed in there. So I mean, it's a hearty dish. It's heavy. It's great. It's spice. It's got a good kick to it.
You can definitely tell the bacon fat in there. It gives it that really
For
good,
sure.
rich flavor.
For sure.
Oh
And then
my
you have all
God.
the traditional
Oh.
ingredients in there with your celery and peppers and garlic and everything else. I mean, it's delicious. I mean, the staff went nuts for it when they tried it, last week in the R&D process.
Mm.
And we've actually been, luckily that storm kind of with gloomy weather, Monday, Tuesday, it really, was in our favor to sell more of these.
Well,
I've been a few times to Baton Rouge, the capital of redfish. That is sensational. Mayo man, I don't know. I mean, you've eaten a lot of. You're not a huge seafood guy, but I
No,
know
I
you know
eat-
seafood.
I eat fish. I've eaten black and redfish at the mothership, the birthplace of it, K. Paul's Louisiana Kitchen, when Chef Paul Prudhomme was still alive and cooking. And
That melts in your mouth.
he usually had
Really
it was
does.
like
Wow.
a thicker wedge, like a little
You gotta
kind of
try this.
square block of redfish with those, that beautiful seasoning. And
Take a piece. Of
this
That's
rivals
fantastic.
it.
Yeah.
Flavor. Again, the
Trying to
presentation.
get
I
this
love the
camera.
corn succotash. Job
Yeah, the
well
corn
done.
succotash and then that grit cake underneath. I mean, that's kind of the sneaky ingredient in there that really just pulls it all together, really makes it, that Southern style,
Mhm.
and plays right into our batch theme.
All right, so we're going to take our first break. Before we do, when we come back, I'm going to do something that may shock and repulse everybody. It might get me thrown out of here for good, because I have something in the mind for a big bite that is a little bit of a variation on a theme. I don't know if you guys, diabolical minds that you and Kevin had anything else lined
Can
up,
we leave now?
but I have something.
Exactly.
I think I know you well enough where we're going with this.
You know where we're going, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, let's take our first break. Before we do, I got to put in the good word about our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. It is going to be here before you know it, right after the holidays, and it is not too soon to buy your tickets for all the big events. It's going to be some great ones this year. All the standards, like the cocktail bar mixology competition, that happens on Wednesday. I believe it's going to be on the 15th of January. Well, I'll work backwards. The grand tasting is going to be on Saturday, the 18th of January. The barbecue battle competition, it's going to be a new wrinkle this year, taking place outdoors at a new venue on the Intracoastal and Los Olas Boulevard. It'll allow for open flame and live fire smoke cooking,
Nice.
which is the way
Nice.
barbecue ought to be. That's going to be on the Friday night. We're going to have the Asian-themed walk and roll on Thursday night. We're going to have all kinds of great intimate dinners throughout the week at some of our favorite restaurants, like our man Reno with the kickoff dinner at Heritage on the Monday night. Go online now to vlfoodwine.com, get your tickets, and it's going to be a perfect stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. Holidays are going to be here. Take some of the guesswork out of it. Get some tickets for some of those great events at vlfoodwine.com. All right, let's
Crab cakes are amazing. Wow. Again, with that sort of aftertaste that you want to carry with you the rest of your day, absolutely sensational. Those are great.
Let's take the first break. We'll be back with more on the Lunchbox after these words with our man Brandon. Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, downtown Fort Lauderdale, 525 North Federal Highway. Check it out. If you've never been, you're going to love it. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Los Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do You like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. We're with Brandon, the operations manager. He who can now be named and seen.
Yes.
For a while, he was in the strict undercover, I guess what do they call it? The identity.
Non-compete world, yeah.
I was going to say, what is it? What?
When they put
Not
the
as
black,
clever.
the black
No,
over
like
the-
incognito.
Hello.
The guy, Goodfellas guy. He went into the witness protection
Witness
program.
section.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
witness
yeah.
protection,
Yes.
yeah.
He's out of witness protection. You can see.
And he was
him.
living like a schmuck. That's the way you
Oh,
describe it.
he was.
But Brandon was always
living
ready to
high
go.
on the
He was
hog.
ready to roll here.
He is our man, and he'll take great care of you. I mean, I'm so gratified seeing all the positive reviews on the Let's Eat group because that monster. They love to bitch about anything.
There's nothing to
And
complain
we
about.
send them in here, and they come out happy, and they usually come out with a bag of biscuits because don't come home without them. That's the new
Exactly.
phrase.
There's a lot of pressure sometimes doing this show, but this is the most I've ever felt.
Oh, okay. I feel it. It's palpable. It's palpable for
What
sure.
we should really put the pressure on give him a kit to make him at home
Oh, I
and
was
say
going
if
to.
you really
Mustang
want to
can cook.
impress
No,
Mustang.
she can cook. And
I
I'm
want
okay.
you to make it for her.
I
'cause
could do that.
that's a gesture.
I mean, I'm not the worst in the kitchen. Lubie's been to a few DeForest barbecues in the day, and I'm
All right.
okay.
All right.
I have some skills.
I would also send them home with a pre-made batch also.
Yeah,
That would be the way to go.
That's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
move, yeah.
Just in
Brandon, I
case.
know you've got a couple
Make
of
his life
things
easy.
before I gross you out forever and get banished forever. A couple of things. How is things?
How is
That's
things?
good.
How
Mr.
How are things
Vocabulary.
going?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
more
yeah.
better.
How is things?
More better.
The
How you
man who
be?
uses
How you
the
be,
word
Brandon?
tornadic and other major words, and I can't even get my grammar correct. How are things going at the new New Southern Kitchen location in Delray Beach?
Yeah, they're going really well. The community out there really took to the concept change that we have. I mean, it's been a staple as the gastropub for 7 years out in Delray. So that the marketplace out there can be a little finicky at
Yes,
times.
it can be.
There's another word for you.
Although finicky, persnickety is a word.
Persnicketies out there.
That
yeah.
is what Val calls me. You call me an asshole.
No,
and,
no,
what
asshole.
was
I
it?
never use that word. Insufferable.
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 She calls me persnickety. But yes,
Persnickety.
people in Delray can.
He always has to throw in a little complaint at the end. It doesn't matter how good things are going.
But
He's
it's-
one of those guys that goes to the track, wins 20 grand, and says, I could have won 25.
No, I would
Uh-huh.
complain about the taxes. The
Yeah,
ticket.
exactly.
Yeah, no, Delray's going
And
really
especially
well.
if you had to share it with a friend.
Of course. Yeah, Delray's doing really well. The conversion was awesome. The guests are taking to the
It
new
went so
Southern
quick and
concept.
smoothly, and we were up there last month
Yeah,
for
really
the
enjoyed it.
show, and we got to meet the chef and
Chef Mike.
Michael.
Yeah, Chef
and,
Mike.
had that beautiful, again, the cafecito coffee rubbed iron steak,
Yeah,
which
the ancho chili rub.
yeah, it's so good. Now, Amy and Steve were talking about how much they loved it, very tender, but it was a little too spicy for her. But I said that's flavor. That to me is good
Yeah, they know
flavor.
it.
And,
Yeah, especially on a flat iron too. I mean, it's a veiny cut, so you really have to get in there and you have to tenderize that. And
Mhm.
we jacquard it here, and then that seasoning just really just gets into the.
You know what's coming up, Mailman?
Yom Kippur.
Never mind that. Let's get past that.
I can't eat on Saturday.
Thanksgiving. These guys have a deal working on Thanksgiving.
true. This will be
That
better,
I'm
isn't it?
desperately,
Oh.
I really want to try this because I've never been able to master this. I've been to places where they fry turkeys.
Yes.
I'm a little afraid to do it myself. I don't want to dip the thing in the oil and set the house on fire. I've gone to restaurants and had them try and do it for me, and it turned out not so great.
Yeah.
But you guys are offering the fried turkey, and you have a
Yeah.
big thing
You
working
gotta do a
for
whole thing,
Thanksgiving.
I can't believe we're on Thanksgiving already.
I know. I know.
But this is
I
big.
can
This is
personally
big.
attest because you guys hooked me up with one of those fried
Yeah,
burgers
last year.
and I kind of had 3 Thanksgivings last year. One of them was the batch Thanksgiving that I picked up on a Friday afternoon. I ate it like Friday and Saturday
Mhm.
before the third. Or maybe,
You ate a whole turkey on the
but
2 days?
no, but again, my mom was still with us, and
Are you surprised?
I carved off a little bit of the fixins.
You
and a
said it.
little-
I was going to
Yeah,
say
thank you,
it.
Shannon. You feel free to tee off.
It was delicious. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First class dining, top flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back, and better than ever at Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap. I think everybody could hear us now. I could hear us still. Brandon, apologies, but send all your complaints to FPL, 1 FPL Money Making Boulevard in Juneau. Is it Juneau Beach or something like that? I'm making things up now. We were in the middle of talking about Thanksgiving, but before we get to Thanksgiving, you got any kind of big festivities planned for the Halloween holiday?
Yeah,
I like to keep things in order on the calendar.
For sure. In order. Next Wednesday we have actually our next whiskey education event.
Excellent.
So that's with Penelope, which if you haven't heard of Penelope, I have the bottles right there. They're kind of a young and upcoming bourbon company around here.
Around here?
Not around here, excuse me, but in the community.
Okay.
And they distill it out of Indiana, but it's a really cool story.
Indiana.
Yeah.
And they make it out of corn?
It's Indiana, and he named it after his daughter, and it started about 5 years ago. So it's kind of the new name that's out there. So we're lucky enough to partner up with them. They have their representatives coming in, so we have solid tickets available on the Open Table and through our website for the.
What's the and again, part of it goes towards some
$10, and all 100% of those proceeds go back to charity. So all of our whiskey educations are
it's again, you drink for the kids, you drink for the pets, you drink for veterans, people who are in need.
100%.
One of the things we love about Batch is you guys are so philanthropic minded. And so Penelope is on the agenda for next Wednesday. So
that's next Wednesday. And then as we get into Halloween, the Sunday right before Halloween, so the 27th, we're doing our, kind of adult brunch.
Okay.
We're encouraging our staff and we're encouraging, our guests to show up in costume.
Costumes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we'll have a DJ during brunch. We have all that. We have pumpkin bombs. So it's kind of on the bar side of fun, little
That's
shot.
An all-day affair?
That's going to be an all-day for brunch.
5,
brunch is at 10 a.m., so a little bit earlier. So 10 to 4 p.m.
So
wow. Yeah, we'll have $2 pumpkin bombs, but then you can also come in, throughout the month and get some pumpkin beers and things like that.
Pumpkin bombs, pumpkin beers.
Fall
for
here.
A day, I'll just maybe not make a Mayo face and down some pumpkin bombs. I'm not usually the biggest pumpkin fan, pumpkin spice, but
I'm with you.
He doesn't even like pumpkin pie, though.
No, pumpkin pie.
See, I think it's one of the great pies ever made.
Because it's all that the
Pecan
fall
pies
spices,
What does that mean?
You're persnickety, is your
I am
persnickety.
I think that's a nice way of saying
persnickety, especially about
acceptable.
pumpkin. But again, it's going to be a pumpkin festival on the 27th here at Batch on October 31st. Halloween itself, anything?
Not really. We're doing an adult trick or treat, so you show up in costume, which a lot of
if
adults
I show up
do.
with a bag, and if I dress like,
We'll give you a shot.
Oh, I was going to say a shot. I was angling for a whole bottle, maybe, but
I'll give you a biscuit.
Exactly.
There you go. All right, and now back to Thanksgiving. You can pre-order these, and it's like a whole basically meal.
It's our Thanksgiving. Right? It's turkey to go. So we're open 365 days out of the year. So we don't close for any holidays. So the one thing that we do for Thanksgiving is, we're closed for dine-in service until 4 p.m. And with that, we offer a fried turkey to go, with our, fried
With the
chicken,
fixins, right?
with all
Wow.
the fixins.
Mac
Yeah.
and cheese.
For sure. So you can opt to either get a full bird, 12-pound bird, or a half-size bird if you don't have quite a bit of family there. And then it comes with all the fixins. So it's going to come with your mashed potatoes. We do a really nice sage and Gruyere stuffing, which then for dinner service, when we open, you get your fried turkey plate. We actually put that into a waffle form. So when you get your traditional turkey dinner, the stuffing is a stuffing waffle made out of sage and Gruyere. So it's really
Do you guys
unique.
have
It's
to have a
pretty
lot of
cool.
staff meetings to come up with these ideas? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, are you just
we've
taking
done
advantage of
this
the
for-
legal marijuana card or something? I mean, where do you come up with this stuff? You and Kevin
Kevin's
are
came
amazing.
up, he's came up with a lot of really great ideas over the years. The turkey is the turkey to go program. It's
I was
been great for us for the past
I was
couple of years.
blown away because usually when you fry the turkey, it can sometimes get a little crispy on the inside too. But this was juicy, moist on the inside, perfect
It's the way it's supposed to be.
exterior.
For sure. We
And-
put our Cajun seasoning around the outside too, so you get a nice little
I
kick.
highly recommend it, especially who am I? Especially if you want to spare yourself the aggravation of all the prep, the cleanup, all that stuff. I mean, just
Absolutely,
get
yeah.
yourself-
Just go to our website, and you can actually select which time you want to come in and pick up your turkey. We'll have everything ready to go for you. We
and
can
that's
bring
on
it out
there
to your car.
already now.
All that's it's live on their website. You can go,
BatchFTL.com.
New Southern Kitchen, and you can click on the turkey. It will pop up right there in front of you. Turkeys to go, and then go from there. So you have a couple
There you
different
have it.
options.
It's easy. It's all there waiting for you.
Well, yeah, and this will be great for me because I lead the league in blown
Oh
Thanksgiving
yeah.
dinners.
He's had.
Oh, I've had some horror stories.
He's had.
Yeah.
We'll get to it in November. I always love hearing the stories of how it ended up in canals
wait.
and.
Literally, a turkey was floating into the intercoastal one year
He manages
because then there was an unfortunate, miscommunication.
It's always a misunderstanding. It's always that.
My dad got relieved from prime rib duty on Christmas.
Oh,
'cause
yeah?
he kept ruining the full prime rib.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one
he got
item
relieved.
you don't want to butcher, so to speak. All right.
Are you going to do it, Mayo? When are
We
you going
thought
to do this thing?
FPL and God were trying to intervene, but to no avail. We're back. We're on the air.
Was that a
and-
sign from the gods
Do
that
not
this
gross
that I
shouldn't
shouldn't do
really
it?
happen
No, I think
on
it's a
this?
sign to do it.
Oh,
And then, by the way, what do you do to the bacon? I
I
mean,
like-
there's something different about the bacon that's in here. That's so delicious.
Yeah, we candy it actually.
Yeah, wow,
So
okay.
a little bit
No
of
wonder I
sugar
love
on
it,
top.
yeah.
Yeah, throw it in the
Speaking
oven,
of
crisp it
Halloween.
up,
candied bacon
and then
on
it's
top
candy
of
bacon
the
on top of
eggs,
your deviled
Yeah,
eggs
all right,
too.
well,
So
Brandon totally pegged what I'm going to be doing. Can you tell the folks out there?
Can we
what's
move a
gonna
little
happen?
bit?
I mean, my perception would be how many of these you can fit in your mouth.
This
for a
is
big
worse than
bite.
when Gallagher used to slice up the.
I think
hammer
that
the
we got to
watermelon.
place the
Yeah.
over under though at what?
All right, so
Oh,
we
no,
got
he'll-
5
he'll
and a
finish
half.
all of those. He'll finish all of those.
Because, like, for
I
me
would
and the
say
Mayo
two.
Big Bite, if
Those
I
are
just did
actually nice
one
size.
egg, that's like nothing.
You're not going to do them all at
challenge.
once now. Are you going to shovel them in one at a
This is
time?
okay. And this, I got inspiration from, of all things. And you know how when you go online now, if you go on YouTube, they like shove these videos in your face of things that you might like. Well, there was a clip from Seinfeld of when George Costanza was in some meeting with one of his bosses, and he had a whole big thing of shrimp in front of him, and the boss was like ripping him for something, and all of a sudden George is eating the shrimp. He goes, "Let me see how many of these I could put in my mouth at once."
All right.
In that vein, we're going to do the variation on the Big Bite today.
Tell us a little bit about how you do these deviled eggs, because
Yeah, they look a little
I'm
different.
not a big deviled egg guy, but those look fantastic.
Yeah, the farce that we make, so we separate the egg whites and the yolk, and then we're gonna add all kind of your traditional ingredients. Your mustard, your seasonings, things like. There's one.
All right, there's one.
There's two.
There's two.
Oh, wow.
Oh
I
my
don't even
God,
get
it's
more
getting
than
sloppy
two.
already. Oh my
I
God,
think 4.
it's Cool
You
Hand
think
Luke here.
4? He's not getting more than.
I mean,
he's already had.
he's-
No,
I
we're
think he's
good.
only on the
All
right
right,
side.
all
Where's
right.
Paul Newman? Where's Paul
No,
Newman?
we're good. Okay.
That's
Food
going to
comes
be it.
back out of the
no.
mouth. Yeah,
He
that's
bombed
it.
out on the hot dog eating contest, so he
Okay,
didn't
he's
even
still
get past
going.
5.
All right,
Look at
this
those
is-
Look at those fingers.
This is
That's
something.
disgusting. Yeah. Imagine eating with this guy and
I
then
don't think
realizing
just
he is the food
befuddled.
critic for
Now
the
you're grabbing with your
Sunset.
hand. Just use the
The main
napkin.
administrator of Let's Eat South Florida. where
I'm almost
people-
hoping we're not on.
Proud of
Are
him.
we on?
Oh my God! Are you going to wipe that on your shirt, man? What are you
There's
going
a
to do?
napkin in your lap. Use
He's
the
not
napkin.
speaking. You know, this is Brandon.
Thank God he's not speaking. Use the napkin.
Brandon was absolutely right.
That's got to be appealing to the audience out there. Yeah.
He
He
was
was starting to do a commercial while he's got a mouthful of deviled egg.
He was like, "Don't eat." He said, "Scrape off some of that bacon because that's what's going to get you." And
It really did.
I don't
trip me
know
up.
if
That's a
That's what
napkin.
got you.
Use a
Yeah.
napkin.
No, don't even
and wipe
bother.
your
Yeah, no,
hands.
just go all in.
There you go. Good job.
We went
Go
all
Johnny
in there.
Chan on this.
Don't do that.
I
Go
would've
one
taken
by
the-
one.
I would've
when you
taken
have
the
deviled
over.
eggs.
This is in the name of entertainment, Brandon, and also trying to suggest to people that this would be a great place to come.
Well, it's not Batch's fault that Mike Mayo's somewhat disgusting.
Told them this might got
Oh,
been
my
Oh
managed
my
forever.
God! There
I
goes
couldn't get a
another
hard rock
client.
to
yeah.
put a wine on it yet.
They really are delicious, folks, and you
Oh,
want to
good.
come in and try them for
Yeah,
yourself.
Lubie was going to.
Well, they're
have
hearty.
one,
Mayo probably could do a normal deviled egg 5. That's why Brandon said 5. These are not the normal deviled egg. They're very
the little
filling,
crunchy bacon.
and there's a nice size and heft to them.
Now, I would polish it off now, but in the interests of not repulsing anybody else,
Yeah, no,
I'm
get
gonna
this away
give
from him.
these-
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, give
please.
these.
the
Lubie.
last
He's
one
a
to
big deviled egg
Lubie.
guy.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he's tried
No, I
it.
just
You've
want
tried
one.
it before,
I had
right?
it.
During brunch
Yeah, when
service.
we did our happy hour party here, I had it. It was really
Again, my apologies, Brandon.
Don't ever be sorry for that.
I thought, oh man, I'm
good. You
losing
and Kevin are not
losing
helpful
my
at
mic.
all.
We enjoy it.
Nah,
This
I
is
can
great.
tell.
I mean, this
No,
is
Kevin
great.
is
Yeah.
the biggest
Kevin's
proponent of
for
egging,
sure.
An
literally
antagonizer.
egging
Sure, we
Mayo
think-
on. Yeah.
egging me on, so to speak. I ended up with egg on my face, literally.
Which you have,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
I mean,
everything.
you might want to
And,
clean that up.
and I apologize.
You're on
for
TV,
the
by the
mess.
way,
I
yeah.
mean the yolk.
Don't worry
the
about
Mets.
that.
He's talking about the Mets. He don't even know what world he's in.
Delirious.
Well, you know.
Well, is there alcohol in that?
So now let's come up with a temporary location.
Well, you really
for
do
the
have egg on
Tampa
your
Bay
face, yeah.
Devil Rays. Where should they play? In the parking lot of Mons Venus or Burns? For
Well,
the
that's
next
funny.
couple of
They
years,
should go to
or-
Ybor City.
I know what's going on there. It's actually a great community, Tampa. I don't know if you ever thought about expanding there, but you should. Because, good
That's what I
town
should work
all the
on
way.
there.
Really
Yeah,
good
we
people.
looked all over Florida. I think
interesting.
as we're kind of stable now in South Florida,
Yeah.
the market's kind of rebounding.
I
You know,
think
out
you
of
do really
COVID.
well in the Tampa area. There
St.
seems to be
Pete-
a lot of people.
St. Pete up and coming.
A
Well,
lot of
Clearwater, St. Pete,
Midwesterners
Tampa.
and people who are
Absolutely.
into some of the southern food. Do I have anything else on
No,
my
I think you're
face?
good
you've
now.
cleaned it.
Am I good?
I think
Okay.
you're good
You
now.
always have egg on your face.
I wish
but
I
it's
could take a
figurative.
break because I
Not
would run to the
literally, yeah.
bathroom. Maybe take a shower.
We'll hose you off.
Instead,
out
I'll
back.
drink. Hey, programming note tomorrow.
Hey, if a customer acted like that, though, would you be inclined to come over to the table
I'd
and say,
throw
"Hey,
him out.
listen, you're grossing people
And they
out"?
don't throw anyone out. So that
Yeah, we
tells
don't
you.
throw anyone out. But
should throw
he'll
me
get
out.
the hook.
I deserve it.
Yeah.
It was gross. Look, I had a vision, and sometimes it turns into a thing of beauty, and other times it's like we just witnessed. And but I wouldn't let anybody, have that dissuade them from coming here.
No,
I
it's
will
not
not
Batch's fault.
be doing that in polite company during normal business service and hours.
Don't let him kid you. That's how he eats all the time.
Sit at the bar. Zach could tell you I'm very well behaved.
You are. You are.
It's all good. So, anything else in terms of upcoming at any of the batch locations?
No,
I
like
mean,
I said earlier, I mean, the holiday season is right upon us. I can't believe it's already middle of October, where we have a big push with our Thanksgiving. We do the Thanksgiving traditional dinner, that evening, and we're open 365. So, I mean,
Beautiful.
Christmas Day, I mean, if you're looking for a spot or you have family coming in, you don't want to cook, I mean, we are open all day on Christmas, New Year's. So it's we like to be that place that anyone can really just stop on by. They can trust that we're going to be open. Foul weather or not, holidays or not, we're always going to be open.
I don't know if this is going to maybe horrify you because of what you just witnessed, but I am living now just literally on the other side of the tunnel. It took me less than 2 minutes to get here by car. So you will be seeing more of me at the bar and at Bachelor Southern Kitchen.
Perfect.
I will maybe send out the bat signal, not because I want anything special, Lubie, but just to warn the women and children.
I do,
Go
exactly.
flee. Active fleeing would be a proper course of action if I'm coming near you.
You guys
No,
are more than
I'm-
welcome here anytime. So we love
what's the
having you
most
guys
popular
here.
thing you guys serve? Because you have so many great dishes.
I mean,
that-
the chicken and
it's amazing.
waffles.
Chicken and that's what I was thinking.
The
Yeah.
staple
Yeah.
next to our biscuits, obviously, and our
Yeah.
shrimp and grits. I mean, those are just some southern staples that we do greatly. People love coming in for them. They do it. Even now with our new Nashville sauces that we have, you can increase the sauce and the
Oh,
spice
yeah.
level
Do
on
you
the
have-
Spice
Nashville
level, which-
extra hot.
Do you
for
have
there.
gradations so you could
Exactly.
call for medium, hot,
Not quite that.
and
We have our
Nashville
normal
hot?
Nashville, hot sauce.
can make it
that's
hotter.
the hot butter. It's probably about a 4. 4 on a scale of 10, and then the extra hot, we really wanted to go spicier, and it's about a 6.5 to a 7.
Okay.
So it's got a nice pop to it. It's got a
Some
nice
point.
kick.
Yeah, 7 is good.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of people, like our friends here, Amy and Steve, they don't like things too spicy, so that's why you give them the options.
Exactly.
It's all
Well, look, I know you guys just retooled the menu, so not to look too far ahead, but you guys are really good about embracing the seasons, embracing what's going on. What are some of the things as we're moved ahead to Thanksgiving, as you can move ahead to the New Year? What are some of the other things you could see doing with the menu, food-wise, proteins or veggies?
Yeah, I mean, we always like to try to stay ahead of the curve with, menu traditions and things that are out there now. I mean, the corn ribs that we've brought out to
we
you
love
guys
those.
Before, that was something
That was
unique
fantastic.
that we were able to kind of find, and we were able to, batch it up, make it pretty natural. A lot of allergens that's really kind of popular within, our community and our organization right now is, taking care of everybody and making sure that anyone that can come in, whether you have a shellfish allergy or a gluten, or you have certain,
Or you're
you're a
vegan.
vegan or vegetarian or anything like that. We really want to be that place that can come in here. So we actually came up with a really awesome, allergen menu that we take to the table.
Oh,
we talk to
really?
the guests, and
Oh,
it has
that's cool.
every dish, every sauce that we have, and it has, the 12 most common allergens on there. And you just simply, find your ingredient and find, what dish you're looking for and what allergy it is. And it tells you right there at the table if you can have it or if we can modify it out.
That's
of there.
fantastic.
So,
It's just some of the over-the-top hospitality you find here. And I got to thank you again for you and Kevin gifted me that great book, Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidera, who was the, I guess, general manager, oversaw the One Madison Park. When
Any
it became-
relation to Angel?
No, I don't think so.
No?
But it became the #1 restaurant in the world in that annual competition. And it was a really fascinating look at how, he melded all the parts, the business and customer service, and not losing sight of the team work that you need in a restaurant, front of the house, back of the house, not having them as rivals. Really informative. And it also shows you that what your guys' basically guiding principles are here too.
yeah,
right?
I mean, hospitality is, inherent to me. I grew up, I told you, going to the bar at Shenanigans West Side while my mom was tending bar there. And, it's just always been kind of in my blood. And it's, the life we live, living in this hospitality industry. So the more we can take it to every table and every guest that we have, the better off we are, the better off our business is. So
Yeah.
we're great that the staff has been able to really embrace it itself.
And you can see the results coming through every time somebody writes that positive review. People aren't prone to go out of their way to write things unless
Especially
they've
positive
had
things,
a
yeah.
special, especially positive. They love to go on online and
Slam places.
bitch, but to get people to actually sit down and write about how great an experience was, it means that you are going above and beyond because people feel that. And
Yeah.
it's,
I mean, I always explain, in our orientations or, in our pre-shift meetings with the staff, I always ask them, what does hospitality mean to you? And to me, my personal definition, it's a feel. It's just how you make somebody feel. And if you make somebody feel great, you want them just, man, how come I've never been to this place? Or I can't wait to grab my buddies and show them that I found a place that they didn't know about.
and you show up here at the bar for a happy hour and they're like, very gracious.
Yeah, the
And
energy.
you can just
feel
point you in the direction. Some places try to upsell you or trick you into things that aren't on the happy hour menu. Here it's like, oh, by the way, are you aware that anything under $14 is half price? Or
exactly.
These are the items that you could get on the happy hour. And they're steering you in a direction where you say, oh, wow, thank you for letting me know that. I want to come back to this
for
place.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, hospitality is a very finicky business. And, I think we found kind of a small little niche with that. And, we're really hoping that, this season is going to be very fruitful for us and more guests are going to be able to come through our doors, experience what we do. And
they're open 365. They have the weekend brunch on both Saturday and Sunday. And even on the Mondays when it's a 3-day holiday weekend, all kinds of great stuff. And you know what the true definition of hospitality is?
Having you in here.
Not just
embarrassing you.
tolerating me,
exactly.
but kind of laughing along with me
Making
as
you
I
feel welcome,
make a
yes.
complete yoke-ridden fool of myself.
How you feeling?
I feel a little bit.
What was great is like you shovel down those 5 deviled eggs and then you're
That
still
was
eating.
It was only 3.
Yeah.
Let the record reflect that get 4 and 5 in there. If I scraped the bacon off, it would have been no problem.
I try to give you the playbook.
Always
Right.
blaming somebody else.
And I wanted to see how many I could get in my mouth all at once. I could have started swallowing the eggs at one at a time.
You had
but
more
that's
on your
kinda
hands
bad.
than you did in
Yeah,
your
I was gonna
mouth.
say, you did a lot.
It was like
It
changing
was disgusting.
my
Appendages.
daughter's diaper.
We're sorry,
Early
man.
days.
No,
Next time it'll be
It's all
better.
good.
It's all
Hey,
good.
programming note tomorrow. We're doing a unusual Friday doubleheader. We're starting off today at 10:30 with a breakfast edition at Angelo Elia's Bakery Bar, a place we've been trying to get into for a
Nice.
while. I don't know if you've ever been
I haven't
there.
been over there yet.
Oh, he uses such high quality ingredients. If you're into like the pastries, European coffee shop, and you got great quality beverages, all the kind of espressos and the various cappuccinos and whatnot. But they also has great pastries. He uses this like French butter that costs something like, I don't know, $22 a pound. It's something
Jesus.
ridiculous. But, Angelo Ilia, he stands for quality. Besides his Casa
Love that.
D'Angelo restaurants, we're going to be talking with him. He's had a newsy couple of months. He's
He's been a
sold
busy guy.
some of his concepts. He no longer is operating those Angelo Ilia pizza bars that he has sold all around. I think he had 5 of them. But he'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll be there from 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning, right on Oakland Park Boulevard. Come on out if you want to have a cup of coffee and a pastry with us. It's going to be a great time. And then we're going to go to our usual Friday fun day place, 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park, for a Friday filled with racing and good food and friendship. Yeah, friendship. That's it. Keeneland is still going. Gulfstream will have live racing tomorrow. Their track is dried out. It's going to be beautiful. Brandon, thank you so much.
Hey,
Pleasure
thanks,
as
man.
always.
Yeah.
No, thank you
That was
guys.
great.
Next Wednesday, whiskey education night. Go online now to Open Table. Get your tickets. I think I'm going to book myself a couple of spots.
Right
Perfect.
down the
We'll
street.
see
And I
ya.
could just
Come on.
walk.
Yeah.
I can walk. I'm
You
not
should.
going to.
Just
No,
I'll
no.
take an Uber.
The weather's going to be nice. You may want to walk.
The weather
I
is
don't
going to be
know.
nice.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Probably
Nobody
have the
wants to
fire
walk
pits
through that
going.
tunnel, though.
I don't know what
Gotta
the hell.
go
I'm just
around.
saying, if the weather's nice, I
Gotta
like
go
walking.
around on the bridge, Andrews Avenue.
Yeah,
Which is
that's
good, but it's all
We'll
good.
pick you up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Don't
Brandon.
offer
Like
that.
Enterprise Rental
Do
Car.
not offer that.
And again, get those biscuits to
Oh,
Mustang.
yeah. I'm going to take that last
The
one to the stand.
antithesis
Yeah.
of the Amex card.
Yeah.
Don't go home without them.
I'm
Batch
dead if
biscuits.
I won't be able to get in the house if I don't bring one home.
All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy every beautiful batch piece of seafood and enjoy every